Hey Orchard students, this is Joe. Hope you guys are having a great week. Wanted to address some things real quick. With all the things that are in the news right now, it can be really easy to get caught up and to lose sight of what's important. And so what I did is I contacted two of my friends, both who are black, and one's name is Daniel and one's name is Kerwin. And I talked to them and I recorded those conversations on Zoom because I wanted to get their perspective, so that way we can understand as a community some positive ways that we can help and some positive things that we can do as students and as you know, you guys as middle schoolers and high schoolers. What are some positive and helpful ways that you guys can help without it turning political, without it turning to one side or the other, and really trying to focus in on some helpful things that we can do to really make a positive difference with everything going on. So I've got those interviews compiled. First guy, his name is Daniel. He's a Army Staff Sergeant. I've known him for a long time. These are both very intelligent guys, and they're pretty funny too. So these are just little small snippets of our conversations, but hope you guys enjoy these and hope these help you as you navigate conversations, navigate what you put on social media, and really navigate this time right now. So enjoy these conversations, guys.
All right, Daniel. Man, you're still in the toilet paper aisle, huh?
Here, I'll make it there. There we go.
That's awesome. Man, for all the students who don't know you, could you give us a little bit of your background, a little bit of like who you are, so we can get to know you a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Daniel, and I live two lives. So I am also I'm a staff sergeant in the U.S. Army Reserve. I'm an instructor. I teach a leadership course for Army soldiers. They want to become leaders, so I teach courses to show them how, or I show them a way to do that.
Cool.
I've been in ever since high school, so going on 12 years now.
Dang, man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Going on for 12 years now. So I do that, and then I am also a contractor for the DoD. I'm in the cybersecurity space, and right now I work for a laboratory, and for cybersecurity, they kind of do crash course cybersecurity, and what they're doing is helping other companies.
Well, fantastic. That's good. Both of the things that you do, I have no idea about. So I'm glad you know how to do them. I would love your thoughts and your perspective to give to teenagers with everything going on right now in the media, on the news. Man, just all the chaos and all the anger and rioting, looting, peaceful protests, all the different things that are happening. If you could give teenagers some sort of advice of like, hey, like this would be an actual helpful thing to do. Like, what are some practical things that you think teenagers today can do to help their current climate, help the current situation?
Yeah. So what I would say to any teenager or to any adult, honestly, is to come to your own conclusion. Because America is really divided right now, clearly, right? And then there's politics involved as well. You know, there's Democrats, Republicans. Those are the two main parties. There's more than that. I would say don't subscribe to only one side of thinking. Regardless of what your parents say, regardless of what your friends say, regardless of who you follow on, different social media platforms. Definitely take it into account, but you should do some more research. You should understand why they're even talking about what they're talking about. If it's confusing or if it's scary, try and find the opposites. Try and Google the opposite of. So take police brutality, right? People are saying that it's a bad thing, and that's a whole other argument that we just won't go into. Well, look at what they are doing. why are they training to be trained that way? You know, another thing too with the protesting versus rioting, do your own research as to what those two definitions are.
Yeah.
And how do they compare and how do they contrast?
Yeah.
So take all these things that you're seeing, that you're involving yourself in, and just question what is the opposite side thinking, and then take those two and then form your own idea, form your own opinion. And if you still find yourself confused, find someone who speaks for both sides, or not for both sides, but from both sides. So find someone who has a strong opinion about this, the left side, and someone from the right side, and they can educate you more on why they feel that way.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you should have your own opinion, and you should also not feel ashamed for your opinion.
Cool.
Regardless if it's against the grain, it's not what people think. Do not let people bully you into thinking one way either.
Wow.
Don't let people say like, oh you're a sellout, or you're trash, or you're this, you're that, or you're racist, right? Don't let people don't conform to that type of thinking. Don't let those people affect you. You should have your own ideas.
Wow. That's really good, man. That's really, really good. I think that's a great thought, because we get so caught up in what's trending and what hashtag is popular right now. And we just jump on whatever emotional train that we see going by us at that moment. And that's what we get into.
That too, take the emotion out of it too. Some topics, they're very emotional, like death, right? That's very emotional.
Yeah.
But quick emotions lead to quick actions, and sometimes you need to step back. Sometimes you need to think of the future, or what the impact may be. And so don't act on emotion, act on more logic than anything.
Yeah.
I would say that just don't act on emotion, because emotions will lead you into, that's the whole fear versus fear the flight thing. You're either going to run towards the fire, you're going to stand still, or you're going to run away.
Yeah.
Whatever your emotion is on a certain topic, you're going to do one of those three.
Yeah. Wow. Dang, Daniel, that's really good advice, man. I really appreciate you giving us some really good perspective and some really, really good input, and some practical things, instead of just doing what everybody else is doing. I really appreciate that input and that insight, man. That means a lot.
I mean, to put into practicality, like what can I do, right? What you can do is you can go to the library, right? I know that sounds
ancient. That's ancient right there, man.
Otherworldly, but like what I mean is the library is go to sites where they are talking about the topic that's happening right now, right? So Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn about the history of Black Lives Matter. You can learn about the history of the Civil Rights Movement. You can learn about those things, and they are all virtually online, right? You can start picking up more books. What you can do is going to people like you and finding instances of hatred and how it has not worked out for people in the Bible, right? So they can come to you and find stories of how to overcome those things, right?
Yeah.
What I said, I know it's hard to now with quarantine, but they should be going to their teachers, right? Just 1 month is not enough to cover one topic of the Black struggle, right?
Yep.
So go to your teachers and ask them more specific questions as to like, well, why do Black people feel so impoverished? Why do they feel like they're always why are they always in ghettos? You can learn more. So that's what I would do. I would start reading more, and finding articles. And again, back to my original point, is to form your own opinion.
Yeah.
And become a free thinker.
Yeah. That's really good, man. And especially what you mentioned of talking to other people. I think our culture is so good at yelling at each other that we have forgotten how to talk.
Yeah, that too. Speaking about talking, right? So you may have an opposing opinion than the person that you're talking to. While you're having this conversation, while they're telling you their story, why they feel so adamant about their side, do not belittle them, do not grade them, and do not dismiss them either. And at the same time, don't feel stupid about how you feel. Like, just because you grew up in an area where racism hasn't really affected you doesn't mean you can't learn about racism. Yep. Doesn't mean you can't learn about a separate topic, wealth.
Yep.
You can't learn about careers, science, right? Whatever have you.
Yeah.
Like, just because you're not educated on that doesn't mean that you are not smart. Right. So I see that a lot too. There's a lot of people are feeling incompetent about themselves, or they're feeling very sensitive about themselves, and they're second guessing themselves, and that's not healthy either. That leads to mental health issues.
Right. Well, also, you don't know what you don't know. Like, you can expect to know everything about every.
Yeah. That too.
You have to be open to learning and open to having conversations that help educate you on things. I mean, our neighborhoods, like example, our conversation today, our neighborhoods were 15 minutes away from each other, and you had a completely different experience on the street than I had in my neighborhood. The things that I've experienced is not what you have, and what you've experienced, I have not experienced. It's just, you have to be open to learning and listening and talking, I think is absolutely huge. So,
and to anybody who watches this, just remember that you are your own person. Yep. You have your own ideas, your own beliefs, your own goals. Just go out there and achieve them. And something that I always tell my soldiers is to fail. And it's an acronym. It's a first attempt in learning.
Wow, it's good.
So mistakes aren't mistakes; they're just lessons learned, right?
That's awesome.
So don't be afraid to go achieve your goals and stop being a conformist. Be your own self. Be your own person. Believe in yourself.
On my free trial for Zoom, I've got 1 minute and 5 seconds left, Daniel.
Oh man, okay.
I genuinely appreciate you giving me some time today and giving our students your perspective. And thank you so much, Daniel.